Congratulations, you have just built a beautiful website. It looks great, runs fast, and clients love it. But then you discover something shocking. Millions of people can't even use it. And that was me years ago. I thought I was building great websites until I realized they were not great for everyone. Fast forward 8 years in accessibility, and here's what I have learned. Inclusion is not a checklist. It's a commitment. And today, I want to share what those 8 years have taught me. Whether you are a student exploring careers, someone considering switching fields, or already working in accessibility, you will leave with inspiration and practical steps to move forward. I started in 2011 as a front-end developer. HTML, CSS, jQuery, Backbone.js, you name it, I built with it. But in 2017, I made a switch. I stumbled into accessibility. And honestly, it changed everything. My client needed an application that wasn't just responsive, but truly accessible. And the next year, WCAG 2.1 was launched. That combination lit a fire that drove me deep into accessibility. At first, it felt like learning development all over again. But every time I fixed something that opened a door for someone who couldn't before, I felt a purpose I had never felt before. So I kept going. I studied deeper, earned certifications, attended conferences, discovered resources, and built a toolkit that transformed my work. But instead of dumping it all on you now, I will take you step by step. What I studied, the tools I started with, versus what I use today. The certifications that expanded my perspective, the conferences that shaped my journey. Each moment taught me something powerful, and I will share them as we move forward. Do like this video and add your comment to help with the YouTube algorithm. Looking back, my journey was not only about the tools or the certifications or the conferences that I attended. It was about the lessons that reshaped how I think about accessibility. So let me share the 5 biggest lessons that I have learned. The ones that will save you time, help you avoid costly mistakes, and empower you to build inclusive experiences. Having a clear why is everything. Compliance is one thing, but what's your real reason? For me, it started with ADA compliance. But over the years, my why has evolved. It's no longer about rules, it's about real impact. For millions of users, accessibility is not a nice to have, but a must have functionality. Learning about disabilities humbled me and gave me a sense of responsibility. So I went back to basics, studying WCAG, semantic HTML, and ARIA. Started using tools like Wave, XDevTools, JAWS, and NVDA. And later, I swapped Wave for Andy because it provided sharper, more actionable results. If you're curious why Andy beats Wave, I have got a full breakdown in another video. Link is in the bio. I also test with VoiceOver on Mac because coverage matters. But here's the key. Don't just test blindly. Always check your analytics. See which devices, browsers, and platforms your users rely on. Focus your testing where it matters the most. Accessibility is not about ticking boxes. It's about creating experiences everyone can use. At its core, accessibility is about empathy. And that's the real skill. Have you ever heard a senior leader saying, "We will fix it later"? That's the biggest mistake organizations make. Accessibility cannot be an afterthought. It must be baked in from day one. Shifting left is critical to avoid costly fixes down the line. If your site is already live, start with an audit. Create backlog stories and remediate issues. For any new features, accessibility must be part of planning, designing, development, and then testing. Another warning, don't fall for accessibility overlays that claim to fix with one click. Countless lawsuits targets companies relying on them. They don't fix the code, they create new barriers, and they give a false sense of compliance. Again, accessibility is a process integrated into every stage. Shortcuts like overways will not help you. So the key takeaways are: first, create awareness. Everyone on your team must know why inclusion matters. Secondly, train your teams by role. Designers, developers, testers all need specific training. Furthermore, standardize. Agree on what tools to use, WCAG level, what processes you define. Everyone must be on the same page. And finally, define your policies. Publish an accessibility statement reflecting your commitment. Accessibility is not a checklist, it's a culture, and culture begins with clarity. Did you know automated testing catches only 30 to 40% of the issues? The rest shows up only with real testing, using screen readers, keyboard navigation, and most importantly, real users. Accessibility is about experiences, not just numbers. To test efficiently, define your tools, use automated plugins, standardize results so everyone compares apples to apples, decide on what browsers to use, assistive technologies, operating systems. This saves time and money. Also test for Mac and Windows. Check your analytics, see what users actually use. Don't skip manual checks. They find what automation cannot. Here's the mistake I made. I assumed how people with disabilities would interact. I added instructions like click here or use down arrow, thinking I was helping. But when you use correct HTML semantics and ARIA attributes, assistive technologies will add those naturally. The real lesson is not to assume. Learn how assistive technologies work and interact with real users. Watch, listen, and understand what matters. Usability studies with real people reveals issues even the best testers can miss. Start by identifying critical task blocking issues in your application. With component-based applications, fixing one component can improve accessibility system-wide. You don't need to fix everything at once to make a huge difference. The top 7 accessibility issues cover about 80% of web issues. Fix these and you will instantly boost your site's accessibility by 80%. I have got a full breakdown in my video. Link is in bio. Another mistake I made, I overused ARIA. Added ARIA labels to every button and misapplied ARIA live or role alert. The result, I made things worse. Lesson here is, don't be me. Use ARIA only when needed and always prefer semantic HTML. ARIA is powerful, but it can break accessibility when misused. Now, if you are serious about leveling up, start with certifications. DHS Trusted Tester, CPAC, WS by IAP, they will give you the foundation and credibility. Immerse yourself in the community. Attend conferences like XCon or Disability In. That will give you the opportunity to learn directly from leaders and your peers. Stay updated with resources like Accessibility Weekly and expert Medium articles. And of course, continue watching my videos. I break down complex accessibility into simple and practical steps. Upskilling is necessary. It's about habits, community, and practice until accessibility becomes your second nature. Now let's talk about you, because this is the most exciting part. Students, if you are in school, learning accessibility now will set you apart. Most developers skip it, so you will be bringing a perspective companies desperately need. Career switchers, maybe front-end, user experience or QA, those skills transition beautifully into accessibility. Start small, pick up WCAG basics, try a screen reader, and join events like XCon. For professionals already in accessibility space, keep upscaling your impact. Mentor others, write, speak, and push accessibility into processes, not just your projects. Here's the secret. Accessibility is more than a job. It's a purpose. 8 years taught me this. Inclusion is not an add-on. It's a mindset, a commitment, a choice. So here's my challenge. If you are just starting, subscribe and comment the next topic you want me to cover. And don't do it alone. Reach out. I'm here to help you take the first step. I love mentoring. I want more people to join this journey, because at the end of the day, accessibility is inclusion, and inclusion changes lives. The question is, will you be part of the change? I hope so. This is Param Singh signing off.